Southern California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Chargers. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Let's go!
Here's the first carry for Tarik Cohen. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers will take over possession here up at the 44.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. The Chargers at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Yeah, this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Here we go with McCaffrey. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On third down, Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Kyle Pitts, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he returns this to the 22. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. He's got his tight end. It's Chris Manhertz. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. There's Manhertz, the tight end. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Now Lawrence. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll make our score 14-7.
14. Jaguars 7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Herbert off of play action. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 25-yard line. Herbert throwing again. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert, touchdown! Keenan Allen, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken from about the 12. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws, has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Agnew now to return. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory.
On the double.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence being chased out left. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight at just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
That's taken on the 25. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's caught right side by Palmer. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. On the return, here's Agnew. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing up. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet, so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
That is caught. It's Williams. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. To targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. Play action. It's Herbert. Rolling to his right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Kyle Pitts with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. To throw again on second down. Lawrence flush to his right. Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And Lambo will put this one through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach. He's got a man complete. A big play there for L.A. And even 40 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. Herbert. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. So a mistake there, Charles, from the rookie pass rusher.
And oftentimes when you make the jump from college to the NFL, you have to adjust to the rules. But in this case, the rule's no different than in college. Once the ball's gone, you can't continue on and get your shot in. That's one where you have to have some discipline. And even though he's a rookie, he really should know better.
10 more there and another first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. They'll go option to the short side. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it, And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Whipping run into Allen. That's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 2nd down. Herbert now. That is caught by McCaffrey for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Chargers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And down he'll go at the 25.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They go play action now. Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. The Charger drive about to get going. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this up to midfield. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And the Jaguars force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. And they'll come out with a 3-tight-end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And some room to work. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Charles Charles, they had 6 DBs out there. They were thinking pass. They surprised him with a long run.
I wonder if they saw that and just checked to it. Maybe had an audible and said, you know something, against 6 defensive backs, let's run the football. Let's get our big guys downfield and match up with the littler guys and see if we can create some space. And not only did they create space, they created a path all the way to the end zone.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to give them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Josh Allen, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Josh Allen accumulates 7.5 sacks last season to lead Jacksonville and their rebuilding defense. Not quite the Pro Bowl season he had as a rookie. They expect him to continue to blossom and is a future All-Pro.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Devin Lloyd in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. To try again after the sack. Herbert, they'll roll him out right. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at the 20. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now Lawrence. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Davion Taylor coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. And now here's another interception. Derwin James with a pick. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team.
Herbert has it knocked free, and the Jags grab it, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Now that's a dangerous throw right there. Moving off to his right, throwing it all the way back across field to his left. I know he had a lot of confidence in his arm, but sometimes the ball can just hang up there when it goes that distance. He was fortunate it was just incomplete.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Fourth down. Here's Lawrence. He's going to let it go again. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league. 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but use it. Herbert has it knocked free. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands? Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage is